that I appear. Here.
大家好，大家好啊！欢迎来到 Discovery Chinese Class 啊，这是 Augustus 老师 ，My name is Augustus 老师。I know you haven't seen my face in a while, but thank you for coming to attend this class with me. Now, have you been wanting to study this Chinese language? Have you been thinking about enrolling with us or anywhere else? And have you been thinking about furthering your Chinese language? Maybe you do not know where to begin. You do not know, this Chinese language is very difficult. This, that, and the other. And you want maybe some information, some guidance on maybe where you should start, what you should begin, what does it entail? What is it like? Well, today I'm here to answer a few of the questions that I've been receiving about studying Chinese. And I hope you guys will be able to follow the class with me as I give you this explanation. So these are some of the few things that maybe you should expect even as you come to enroll. This will at least be of good help when you want to study, if you are a complete beginner, this will really come in handy for you. Now, I hope you guys can see my screen. So maybe if you can see the topic that I'm sharing right now in my PDF, it's written HSK, HSK. Now, what is this word HSK? Now, this word HSK the word H comes from this word Han, you. Now, if you can see right here, I've written this word Han, you. Now, Han, you means the Chinese language. Actually, in Mandarin, this is how we call the Chinese language. Han, you. The word you comes from the word yuyan, which means language. So Hanyu is the Chinese language. So what is this HSK? When you come, you will see our administrator asking you, you want to enroll for which level of HSK? Which level of HSK are you enrolling for? When you're applying for jobs, if you want to write that you have studied Chinese, you will write your proficiency level is what level of HSK? HSK 1, HSK 2. So what is this HSK? So this H stands for this word Han Yu, which means Chinese language. Han Yu. So if I ask you, what are you studying? Then you say, I study Han Yu. I study Han Yu. Yes. Now, what is this S? S stands for Shui Ping. So if you are at home, even if you are an advanced learner, maybe if you didn't know what HSK stands for, you can be saying these words with me. You can say them together with me. And if you have any questions, I welcome you to write any questions that you may have on the chat box, and I will try to look at them and answer you as early as I can. Now, Han Yu Shui Ping. So this word S comes from the word Shui Ping. Now, Shui Ping means level. It means a level. So Hanyu Shui Ping, Chinese level. Hanyu Shui Ping, Chinese level. Now the K, it's 考试. 考试 means an exam. Now, of course, ideally, once you have finished learning, you have to sit for an exam for them to see if you passed, if the pass mark, whether you passed or not, for them to either give you the certificate or deny you. So HSK, Hanyu Shui Ping 考试. Hanyu Shui Ping 考试. Chinese level test. So K is 考试, exam, Hanyu Shui Ping 考试. This is a Chinese level test. So now, if you are coming to enroll at the center or if you're meeting with your fellow friends who are also learning Chinese. So of course, then the first question you're going to, okay, maybe not the first question, but one of the first questions would be, 你的汉语水平几级? 你的汉语水平几级? Now, let me explain what this means. Even when you're going to apply for a job in a Chinese company, you've studied Chinese, you're applying for a job in any of the Chinese companies, this is usually one of the first questions that they will ask you, 你的汉语水平几级? Now, what does this mean? Now, we've already looked at the words 汉语 and the word 水平. So we said 汉语 is the Chinese language. 水平 means the level. So when I ask you, so 你 means you. So 你的 is a possession word. So whenever you add it to after a noun or a pronoun, it means something that belongs to that person or that thing. So when I say 你的, considering that 你 means you, then 你的 would be something that belongs to you. So you are 你的汉语 your Chinese 水平 your Chinese 水平 so your Chinese level 你的汉语水平几级 G, this first, you can see this one now. You're going to see why we have this G with this third tone and this G. I will be explaining the difference. Now, this first G, for now, you need to know that G means how many. G, when I say G, means how many. Now, this other G means a grade. So, 你的汉语水平几级? So this is asking you, what level of Chinese have you reached? What level of Chinese have you reached? 你的汉语水平几级? Now, I will come back to this in a few, but for now, let's first of all see a bit of an introduction. So today I want to introduce you to this Chinese level and to this Chinese language and maybe what you should expect. Now, Chinese as at right now has 6 levels. Now, if you have been following us for a minute, then you know that China is increasing the levels from 6 to 9. And of course, there's going to be some editing of the curriculum. However, as at right now, we are still using the 6 levels. So for now, for this video, I will shoot an updated video about the 9 levels later on, so that maybe you guys can get a clearer understanding on this. But as at right now, you would still be studying the first 6 levels. So Chinese as at right now has 6 levels. So when I ask you, which level are you in? So you'll go from level 1, level 2, level 3, all the way up to level 6. So when you start, if you're a complete beginner, so the first 2 levels, they call it the beginner levels. So they divide it into 3, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So the beginner level, of course, is the first 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. So if you're a complete beginner, then you will be enrolling for HSK level 1. HSK level 1. So you can say, I've come to register for level 1. I've come to register. I'm a complete beginner. I don't know anything. Or maybe all I know how to say is ni hao. So I am a complete beginner. So you start from level 1. So maybe what should you expect in level 1? By the end of level 1, you should be able to understand at least 150 vocabularies. You will be able to gather at least 150 vocabulary. Now, with this 150 vocabulary, then you will be able to at least engage in basic communication. You should be able to at least introduce yourself or talk about yourself and talk about your family members, your friends, talk about maybe your dreams, what you want to be in future, what you want to study, where you're studying, anything about yourself. You should be able to communicate about that. You should be able to at least communicate basic communication, what you eat, what you like, your hobbies, such kind of things. You should be able to communicate about such things. Now, level 1 is a good level, and at least you'll have gathered more than 150 vocabularies by the time you're finished with level 1. Now, here at Discovery, the level 1 will take you around 4 or so months. And with that, you will have finished the whole total of level 1. Now, when we go on to level 2, by the time you go now to level 2, you will have gathered, you will learn an additional 300 plus vocabularies. You should be able to learn an additional 300 plus vocabularies. So making your total at around 450 vocabularies by this time. Of course, by as I said, when you finish level 1, you should at least be able to communicate fluently with the 150 vocabularies, be able to talk about yourself, be able to self-express yourself a little bit, at least with the vocabularies that you know. Now, once you go to this level 2, then by level 2, since you're able to at least express yourself, then of course you will gather more vocabularies as well. You should now be introduced to some grammatical points. You should now be introduced to a few grammatical points and make your language a bit more complex, a bit more mature. And yes, by this time now, at least your fluency will be at a better level, and you'll be able to talk about more things. You'll be able to talk about more things. Now, for me personally, this is where all things now get most interesting by the time you get to level 3. When you do your level 3, oh, I forgot to mention that level 2 will also take you around 4 months or so. Here at Discovery, level 2 will at least take you also another 4 months or so, and you should have finished your level at your level 2. Now, when we come to level 3, HSK level 3. Now you add an additional 600 plus vocabulary. So considering the fact that I told you that by the time you're finished with level 1, you should be able to at least communicate about basic conversation. Then, and by level 2, you have an additional 300 words, making it around 450 vocabulary or so, plus some small complex grammatical points. By the time you now get to level 3, this is where now things now really get juicy. Now here you get to learn an additional 600 vocabularies, which now will really propel your communication ability, or we call it Nangli. Nangli. Now, of course, by this time, if you have completed your level 3, then yes, you should be able to communicate effectively by level 3. Now, of course, this will also now really dive into a lot of grammatical points, and you should be able to write some comprehensive, maybe here in Kenya we do compositions and insha. So I know maybe some places called essays, essays. So you should be able to write some essays and have any topic and be able to at least communicate something about it. These are very good level for you to reach. I actually got my first job after I completed my level 3. Now, when you come to level 4, by the time you finish level 4, now level 3 takes around 5 or so months. It should take you around 5 or so months. So the first part should take you around 2.5 months, and then the next part should take you another 2.5 months. Now, when you come to level 4, these are really good level, because now here you get again an additional 1,200 vocabularies. So you can imagine by the time you finish level 4, what this person can do. By this time, from level 1 to level 4, you can imagine what this person can do. By this time now, you are, they call this the intermediate stage, and you should be able to now really communicate effectively and efficiently with much ease, without much complexities, and you will still be introduced again to a lot more grammatical structures, as well a lot of what we call them what are they called? Methali. In Kiswahili, we call them methalis and wise sayings. In Chinese, we say suyu. We call them suyu. Suyu are like common sayings, wise sayings, common wise sayings, or even if it, or also some few methalis, and that's what we call them here in Kenya. So you should as well learn a few of this. By the time now you're finishing your level 4, you should be able to communicate about anything. So you have an additional 1,200 vocabularies. Now, within this stage, now China does also offer a lot of scholarship. I know we did another video on applications of scholarship as well. So if you want to further maybe your studies in China or stuff like that, and you want to apply for a scholarship, this should be the level that you should be aiming for level 4, for you to apply maybe for a year's worth of program, or if you just want to do maybe Chinese language and literature, or if you want to become a teacher and you want to apply maybe for a course like the teaching Chinese to speakers of other languages. China does now offer a lot of scholarship now from this level going forward. Now, level 4. Now, when I get to level 5, now you add again an additional 2,500 vocabularies. Now, by this time, yes, you should be going. This now is the beginning of the advanced level. When you have now an additional 2,500 vocabularies plus many grammatical points, you have gathered them properly. By this time now, you are a professional speaker. You should be able to completely your listening, your speaking, everything now is just nice and smooth. By this time, Chinese should not be giving you much problem. Of course, now it's more complex, but you learn now more in-depth, more, let me say, juicy stuff, into the more mature stuff, and is when now you learn this. So you gather more than 2,500 vocabularies, and by the time now you're finishing the level 6, level 6 now. Oh, something about level 5. If for the people who are interested in these applications of scholarships for going to China, now, if you are interested in applying for a master's degree, for instance, if you are applying for like a bachelor's degree, I believe there are some schools that can offer you a bachelor's degree in Chinese. If you want to do like a bachelor's degree in Chinese and you want to apply for a scholarship in some university of your choice, then level 4, as well, as I said, with those applications, you can get some universities that will offer you a bachelor's with a level 4 certificate. Now, but remember, as I said, maybe you apply for something for a 1 year or 1 semester courses for furthering your Chinese. However, if you want to apply for a master's degree, then level 5 and level 6 should be your aim. Level 5, level 6, that should be your aim if you're aiming to apply for a master's degree in China. Then level 5, level 6, this should be your aim. So when you get now to level 6, then you get an additional 5,000 vocabulary. You get an additional 5,000 vocabulary. Now, yes, so if you want now, as I said, if you're aiming, of course, you know, the people who are applying for just the 6 months courses for maybe the 1 year courses, then yes, level 4 would be good enough for you. If you want to start working, level 4 is also a good level for you. You should be aiming for level 4. If you want now to be integrated into the job market, you want to maybe work in a Chinese company, such kind of things, then yes, level 4 is a good enough level for you to be thinking about. However, if you want to further, especially if you're going into like a really in-depth stuff, maybe in terms of work, or if you're planning to work in China, if you're trying to apply for a master's degree, then level 5, level 6, that is where your aim should be. Now, once you're doing your level 6, guys, by level 6, then you should gather an additional 5,000 vocabulary. So you can imagine a person who has finished level 6. Yes, so you should have gathered you should gather an additional 5,000 vocabulary. And by this time now, the world is your oyster. You can apply for any master's degree of your choice. You can apply for even other things that you want to apply for in China or another place. Or if you're applying for jobs, if you want to become maybe a translator or something like this, then this is a very good, this should be your aim for you. Now, remember I said that right now, yes, they have increased the levels to around level 9, but I will be shooting an updated video on this. Now that we have the levels, all the Chinese levels and what you should expect within these levels, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let me give a brief explanation on now the Chinese language itself. Now, every Chinese syllable is made up of 3 parts. Chinese syllables, they are ideally made up of 3 parts. Now, the first part is called the initial. Is called the initials. We call these initials. Now, what are initials? What are initials? You can see right here in this picture, initials are this B, P, M. When we saw I remember doing this when I was starting my level 1. This kind of, so initials, I guess in layman terms, I would describe this as in alphabets, I would describe this as the consonants, as the consonants. So a Chinese word is made up of 3 parts. The first part are these consonants. These consonants, what we call consonants in the English vocabulary, this is what we call the initials. So the B, P, M, F, D, T, N, L, these are the initials. So if you look at my chart here, then you will be able to see the initials that are available in Chinese. However, as you come over to the center, we will as well give you a deeper understanding on this. So the first part is the initial. The second part is the finals. We call them finals. Now, what are finals? Finals, I guess, in layman terms, I would say these are the vowels. These are the vowels in our alphabets, in the English alphabet. I would call them the vowels, right? Finals. Finals, if you look at my charts as well, you can see the finals. So as I said, now we know in English, it's just made up of the consonants and the vowels. However, in Chinese, as I said, the syllables are made up of 3 parts: the initial, the final, and the tone. The tones. Now, every time we write something, you usually see these 2 things that are written on the top of the vowels. These are the things that we call tones. These are the things that we call tones. Now, a little bit about tones. Tones, Chinese has 4 tones in total. Chinese has 4 tones in total. Now, as you come to the center, of course, we will teach you how to say all the 4 tones. However, what you should know about the tones is that it changes the meaning of the word, right? It changes the meaning of the word. For instance, now if I look at these tones, we have, even if I take you back, let me maybe take you back to what we did here, right? Nidahanyu Shuiping, Ji. You can see these 2 words, they are both J, I, G. So you can see, as I said, the Chinese syllables are made up of 3 parts. The initial here is the J, the final is the I, and the tone, we have the tone at the top. Now, look at these 2 words. They are both J-I. However, the tones at the top are different. So it makes the meaning of these 2 words completely different. Now, look here. This here is the character of this first tone. However, look at this character of the second one. It makes it completely different. So tones are very important. Chinese is a tonal language. The tones, they make the words have different meanings, makes them have different meanings. So Chinese has 4 tones in total. So depending on the meaning, it will have the tones. Now, guys, you may wonder, like, is this real Chinese? Why is it showing me consonants? Why is it showing me vowels in as much as it has the tones? Why is it showing me the consonant? It's showing me the vowels. But whenever you're talking to Chinese people, you always see some other things that they are drawing. What are those? What are those? That's not how Chinese is written. Well, let me give you a brief explanation on it. So, when you come to the center as a complete beginner, we first start by teaching you in something called pinyin. in something called pinyin. Now, pinyin is now the phonetic alphabets. Now, the normal alphabets, the initials and the tones that we looked at, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now, this is a system that China just came up with to teach outsiders Chinese. Since we do not know the Chinese characters yet, then you start by learning using pinyin. You start by learning using pinyin, the phonetic alphabet, since this is what we are already familiar with. Now, the ABCDs, these are what we are already familiar with. So you will start by using pinyin. Now, pinyin, as I said, is now the ABCDs. Now, we will now slowly integrate the Chinese characters to you. Once you have now, as you go along, as you get comfortable with the words, then we can now start introducing the Chinese characters slowly by slowly. So you can think of these pinyin like training wheels, right? You start riding a bike using some training wheels, and then as things change, then you adapt now and start using, you can now remove the training wheels and ride the bicycle comfortably. So it is still the same way. So do not worry that you're going to come and start saying some things that you don't understand. No, we are going to start first by introducing the pinyin to you, and we will be teaching you using pinyin as we integrate the hanses slowly by slowly. Now, so if you look at this, for instance, 我妈妈是肯亚人。我妈妈是肯亚人. So 我 I, mama is mom, right? 是 is 肯亚人. So this is a Chinese sentence written in pinyin. This is a Chinese sentence written in pinyin. But now, as I said, then as you go along, then we start by introducing something called hanzi. Now, the Chinese characters are called hanzi. So as you go along, then we will now introduce the Chinese characters. The hanzi will start introducing them slowly by slowly to you. So the hanzi, these are the Chinese characters. So Chinese has the pinyin and the hanzi. So as you start as a beginner, yes, you will start with the pinyin, with the training wheels. But as you go along, then we start introducing the hanzi slowly by slowly, and then of course you will be comfortable with this. So if you look at this second sentence, this is still this same sentence. 我妈妈是肯亚人。我妈妈是肯亚人. Very good. So 我, you can see this is the character for 我. Mama, this is the character for mama. 是, this is the character for 是. Kenya, this is the character for Kenya. Ren, this is the character for Ren. So, guys, Chinese is not a difficult language to learn at all. It is very easy, very convenient, and we will take you very slowly even as you learn this language. We'll take you very slowly. You will be able to understand completely, and even by the time you finish your level 1, you should be at least communicating effectively. It is not difficult at all, and it is very easy for you to pick up the language. So do not worry so much if it's the characters that are the ones that are making you so stressed, you feel you're not going to come and study because the characters look so difficult. No, do not worry about this. We will as well teach you how to handle this. We will start with the pinyin, and then we will introduce then we will start introducing the hanzi slowly by slowly. Now, if you're a Chinese learner, depending on where you want to go, what you want to become in future, now you know the levels that are there, what you should know, and where you should be by now. And now, as well, frequently asked question, by what level should I be able to speak? I have already answered this question. Now, do not wait for you to become a level 2 for you to say now you're able to speak. Do not wait for you to be a level 3 so that you can say that you're able to speak. No, even by the time you're in level 1, you should be able to speak fluently within your capacity. You should be able to speak within your capacity. Yes. So With this, I hope I've shed some light about some introduction to the Chinese language and beginning of studying. I hope I have shared, of course, not in complete in-depth. However, you are welcomed to come to the center, and this is how we shall guide you and take you through the whole of learning from your level 1 all the way to your level 6. And with that, I wish you a good journey. Now, so here at the center, we are located on Koinange Street. On Koinange Street, a building called Ratansi Educational Trust Building. This is located opposite Kemu, near the Nakumat, where Nakumat Lifestyle used to be. Now I believe it's a Naivas. That's just the next building. That's where we are. And we are in 4th floor, room F33. So you're welcome to come to the center, make any inquiries. If you want maybe to enter to have one class and test and see how it is, you're welcome to do so. You're welcome to come and make any inquiries you require, or to further if you want to enroll with us, you're welcome to come to the center. We do offer online and physical classes, so you feel free to enroll for either one, depending on your schedule or depending on your location. Then we still offer online or physical classes, and we do offer all the way from level 1 to level 6. So wherever you are, then feel free to join us on the same. Now, also, you can call the number on the screen. Here is our number. You can call the numbers on the screen, or you can shoot us an email. You can send us an email at info@discoverychinese.com, or you can check out our website, www.discoverychinese.com. We would also encourage you to follow our social media pages, that is Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or even if you're in Telegram, then yes, you can join our Telegram Chinese group. Then we also drop some good information in that as well. And you can, as I said, you can make any inquiries you require through any of these forums, and we'll get back to you as early as you can. You can as well write a comment in the comment section below, and we will try to get back to you at our earliest convenience. Now, guys, I want to say thank you so much, and you are welcome. Anyone who wants to study the Chinese language, Huan Guanglin. We also do translation work. So if you want any documents translated, or you require a translator, then you can as well come and make inquiries about that here at the center. So with that, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we look forward to having you here at the center. And I hope you have learned a little bit about this Chinese language. Now, it is not a difficult language. It is one of the most interesting languages that I have learned. And like, hello, you can see I'm a teacher. And yes, because once I started, I could not stop. I could not stop. It's a very, very interesting language for you guys to learn. And I would encourage all of you to come and learn with us. Now, here at Discovery, we have many able teachers, both local and international, both local teachers as well as native speakers. Then and so we will be able to take you all the way to near native fluency. So we welcome you to come to Discovery Chinese Cultural Center, and we wish you all the success even as you begin your Chinese studies. Or if you had started and you got stuck somewhere, then continue, keep up with it, and you're welcome to continue from whatever level you have reached so far. Other than that, thank you guys for being with me today. Yeah, consider liking this video, giving you can leave a comment on the comment section below. Also share it widely with your friends, with your family. You not know anyone who may be looking for somewhere to learn, somebody who has dreams of doing something with their Chinese language you may not know. So share widely, help somebody out, and I will see you guys next week for the next YouTube live. For now, 再见, goodbye guys, 谢谢你, 再见, goodbye.